Hey everyone, it's another um, podcast with Joanna, and I'm Trish, and we just thought we'd have some tea time in my case. I don't know, what are you drinking in that beautiful mug of yours there, Joanna?
I have a little boost special tea with turmeric, ginger, honey, and lemon. And that is
Mm,
what I'm having every day on these days.
that sounds delicious. We wanted to come on and just really talk to everybody and connect because we know that we're going through some uh, really challenging times. Society is definitely not what it was, and we are experiencing a new normal. And we wanted to connect out with our tribe and people that we love, and maybe people we don't quite know yet, but just share some of what we're learning through this experience, and maybe we can help y'all. There's my southern accent, y'all, or I can be Canadian and go, maybe we can help you, give you some ideas on how to handle things when life just seems to a little spiral out of control instead of spiraling up. So, what? Welcome again, everyone, and Joanna, take it away.
So it's been interesting, and doesn't matter if you are watching this at home, if you are listening to this on Spotify, in your car, wherever you are, just say hell yes. If in
Hell
the
yeah!
last if in the last couple of days or weeks you had something that rocked your life, right now we are in the middle of the coronavirus and the pandemic, and this is on a big scheme rocking all of our worlds. But the reality is we are just facing on a bigger size what we face every day when life gets a little shaky for us. So if you are listening this right now on the middle of the coronavirus and the pandemic, we are in this all together, and we're going to share some tips that we are using to keep our sanity and our focus. And if you are listening this in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 20 years from now, uh, just think on one situation in your life that is bringing some chaos and craziness into your daily life. So with that, I will just share like what is going on with me. I'm being locked for 6 days now. And just yesterday, I woke up with some symptoms from the coronavirus with short of breath. And the doctors, because I'm young and healthy, because I eat properly and have my immune system strong based on my lifestyle, I'm not at risk. So I know I don't qualify to be tested. So I am isolated in my bedroom for the next couple of days, maybe a week, away from my family, and implementing on right top what we're going to be discussing today. And this is from Ohio, US. And Trish, how things are looking in Canada?
Well, I'm up here with the snow, and definitely we don't, from our education, that the snow, the cold, the warm, nothing kind of is affects the virus in any way. I just actually got back from California. I was down in there in California for a horse show, and my horses and my team all came home before all the craziness happened. And I was down there trying to get a flight home and just really being scared and alone. I was by myself. People in my community are much older in the risk category, I guess. So they were staying a lot by themselves. So I did some driving into the desert to help clear my mind and stayed connected with some people online. But I was really scared and alone, and I, frankly, I didn't sleep. And I'm a good sleeper. Like I can sleep anywhere at any time, but it really affected me. The flight coming home was interesting. I thought that there would be more cautionary things with the people, but it was very few. Some people took a lot of precautions, and other people, and especially a lot of the older people, were like, whatever. And so it was a interesting cross section of reactions, and the social distancing when you're in an airport environment, not the case. Definitely, I got screened quite heavily from the customs officers coming back into Canada. And then leaving the customs area, there were people from Health Canada handing out information to make sure that we were well educated on if our health turns worse and where we can reach out for help. So that was really wonderful to see. And so now I'm in my house in my day 2 of my isolation. So thank goodness for dogs, my dog Murphy, and my 4 cats to keep me company.
Yeah, and I think that you touched something very, to start off with the tips. I think that one of the first tips that I can encourage you, and I am working on it every day, is exercising compassion on understanding and accepting different reactions. On these times of crisis and chaos, the reality is a reptile brain kicks in trying to keep us safe. And it's very, very easy to start getting into the loop of being right, and I am right and you are wrong, and how I am affronting this is the right way and you are making a mistake. And it's very easy because we are all trying to be safe and to survive. So the first tip for any chaos, any crisis that you are working on is type inside of you to center yourself, to understand that this is not a time to pick sides. This is not a time to find who is right and who is wrong. This is a time to look at others with compassion and understand that not everybody is going to react like us, and find from the love, from our hearts, a way to love and accept that. And if we from fear think that they are doing something wrong, instead of tapping it into you are doing this wrong, from love, share with them how we are feeling, and maybe even suggest if we think that something will help. But what you were saying, tap into that. And I find myself sometimes when I'm scrolling through Facebook doing like, what are you doing, people? And then I have to just understand that first, they are out of my control. There is nothing that I can do to control them. The only thing that I can do is control myself. And then accept that not everybody reacts the same way that I do. What do you think about that?
Absolutely. And I have, in my world here, I've had to actually shut my business down. And I train horses and we do riding lessons, and we've had to close the doors. And that's been really, really hard for people. The horses are very healing, and they are people's solace from this crazy time of crisis. When they're working hard, they come to the barn, they can center and ground themselves. But what's interesting, relating back to what you were saying, is I've had a variance of reactions from clients. Some very compassionate, some really annoyed. And I've just sat back and let everyone just have the feelings that they're feeling and have empathy towards it. And actually last night, we had a wine date with some of the ladies that all ride together, because they were missing each other, not just missing the horses, but really missing each other. So we just jumped on a Zoom call and we had a half an hour of connecting with each other and telling stories and making sure that we're still having that heart-to-heart energy feel between us.
And that is our tip number 2, and is now more than ever, please, please, please find ways to stay connected. Interact in the Facebook page for Spiral Lab community, interact with us. On these days, one of every 5 people will have a pro account in Zoom. Or if you don't have anybody around you that have a pro account in Zoom, find somebody with Google Hangouts. It's free. And just do what Trish is saying. Call your friends, call your family, and say, hey, let's gonna go and have dinner together. And then everybody goes into the Zoom or the Hangouts, Google Hangouts. We probably, Trish, that's gonna put in our Facebook page some of the links that they can use, and just do what Trish did with her friends, and is see each other, have fun, connect. That is tip number 2 to go through any crisis: is don't isolate yourself. In these times, we need to isolate ourselves physically, but that doesn't mean that we need to isolate ourselves mentally and emotionally. Now more than ever, we need to stay connected and close to the people that give us love and feel our tank and feel our energy with positive vibes. And for any crisis, like, usually we try to just get into ourselves and get into our own shell and forget about the world. And what we really need to do is get out on the world and say, hey, I'm here, let's gonna connect, let's gonna have online coffee and online dinner and online wine, and have that love connection.
Absolutely. And what I've been doing is actually recording voice messages. You can record little videos. So not just the text, like really try and connect with your voice and your presence for people. It will touch them even deeper.
That is tip number 3. So our recommendation for you in this weekend is try to send a video to at least 3 people daily. Just scroll into your contacts, into your Facebook, and just take your phone and they get the camera, please record, and just send a hi video. Hi, I was thinking about you. You know what? I will challenge you. Share with them a funny memory of the 2 of you. Say, hey, I was remembering this time that we were blah, 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 blah. And that way you are going to feel connected because you are doing it, but also the person that is receiving it is going to brighten their day, because they're not going to be first waiting for that. And second, they probably are, as you are, alone in their house, or at least with a small circle of family. That's a great tip. So that's tip number 3.
Okay. Do we have 4? What's your number 4?
Tip number 4 is devote yourself to serve others. There is nothing better for controlling stress and controlling anxiety and being overwhelmed that concentrate on what you can do to help others. And right now, there is so many ways that you can help. So find what you are good at and find ways to share that with people around you, your neighbors, your family, your friends, your clients. Concentrate on giving, 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 giving. And as more you give, as more you are going to be able to calm down and feel better and stable with yourself, because you are going to be on that mentality of serving. And that service is going to help you to tune in into what is good in the world right now.
Absolutely. And I have tip number 5.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of emotions going through us and around us. And going back to what Joanna was saying at the beginning, we don't know when you're watching this video. It might be now or listening to the podcast, but it could be in a year from now. And so my suggestion, this is actually a pen. It's in honor of Joanna, my unicorn goddess friend, is my suggestion is to journal. Just write down what you're feeling, what you're experiencing every day. It might make a great book in the end, but it will help you ground. It will help you emotionally put things on paper, and it'll make great stories for the future generations and maybe your grandkids or your kids to look back in a year or 5 years or something, and how we all went through this time, how you went through this time, and how it changed your life. I like to think about what it is that you're learning. So what are you learning in this time? And maybe what are you learning about each other? what Joanna and I are learning about each other, what Joanna is learning about her spouse and her family. What are you learning about the government? And what are you learning about health and immunity at this time? There's so many resources that we've been sharing on our Spiral Up Living Facebook page about the heroes that are out there, the museums that are sharing places to learn. My favorite that Joanna shared was Broadway. I get to watch some of my favorite Broadway shows online. And there's a lot of resources for learning as well. How about maybe you wanted to write a book? Maybe this is the time. What about learning to play an instrument? I actually have a guitar. I wrote songs and played guitar, and I think it's gathered a lot of dust over the years. So that's one thing I'm going to do, is pick up that guitar and start playing it again. Maybe there's an instrument you've always wanted to learn, or a new skill, or maybe Joanna should teach us all how to speak Spanish while we're in this time. I don't know. So,
actually, with the instrument, for some of you that are hearing the background, if you are hearing it, my nephew we are homeschooling now. My nephew is right now playing the piano, trying to learn how to play the piano. But yeah, I agree with number 5 is journaling, and number 6 is concentrate the energy. Like, after you connect with people, after you serve others, if you still have energy to be stressful, then invest that energy into learning something new. Learning something new that will help you to get grounded and get better skills after the crisis is over. Because the reality, my friends, is doesn't matter how bad looks like now, doesn't matter how dark looks like now, is not going to last forever. Like, eventually we all are going to go to the other side. So doing these things, especially tip number 6, that is learning something new, is going to help us when we are in the other side to be better skilled and be better prepared to just go out in the world and be even better with everybody. So wrap up right now before we do the last 3 tips. First one, respect others and respect that people don't react the same way that you do all the time. Second one, connect online with others, jump into a webinar, into a Hangout, Skype, Zoom, and connect with people that you love. Third one is our challenge to you, send 2 or 3 video messages to people that you love this weekend. Fourth one, do something to help others, be of service, serve other people. Number 5, journal. Number 6, learn whatever you can. And number 7 is remember to breathe. This is one of the most fast ways to survive any chaotic situation, any hard situation, is whenever you feel that the anxiety and the stress is building up, just stop and take 3 or 4 deep breaths. And that is immediately going to send the signal to your nervous system that you are safe and that you are okay. And immediately your cortisol is going to start reducing. So number 7 is breathing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Maybe now that you are stuck at home with your spouses and your kids, make it a game. Make it a game at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, breathing together, or who can hold the breath longer, who can hold the exhale longer, and make fun about it in a productive way. What about tip number 8, Trish?
Well, I'm going to give tip number 8. Here's my favorite quote book. Don't forget to sing in the lifeboats. So keep your humor up. And if you're not stimulated around you with funny things, you know, there's always YouTube. There's a lot of great comedians on YouTube. There's great books to read. There's some amazing podcasts out there. And I don't really watch a lot of television, but what I've found on YouTube is the late night TV hosts are, of course, not doing their shows from a studio now. They are doing it from their homes. And that's been really fun. I think Stephen Colbert was in a bathtub in his full suit. And Jimmy Fallon, his wife has been filming him, and his little daughter's been kind of running back and forth. And anyway, just try and find some lightness and humor in this world that we're in right now, because you can always smile and you can always laugh. There is joy out there. Absolutely.
It is. That is an amazing tip. That's number 8. And number 9 for all of you, and I know we're not going to be the most popular ones saying this, because I know that your food devil is talking to you, but try to eat as healthy as possible. This is not the time to overload your body with sugar and junk food and pizzas and chips and popcorns. I was actually very sad a few days ago when I went to a grocery store and all the veggies and fruits aisles were stocked up, and then you went to the middle aisles and there was all empties for frozen pizzas and ice cream. So the reality is, as healthy you eat right now, as more whole foods you eat, as more veggies and fruits and lean proteins you eat, as better your immune system is going to be, as better you're going to be able to react. And the reality is, as better you're going to be able to think and process information, because when your body is full of crap and junk and sugar, you are also reducing your capacity to actually process information and be logical. So that is tip number 8. Top number 9: eat healthy, increase your veggies, increase your fruits. Don't worry, if you go to any grocery store, there is going to be plenty of those, because people is getting crazy buying just the junk food, not the healthy food. So just be one of the few ones that go and buy the veggies and the fruits.
Okay, so are we at number 10 now?
Yep.
All right, so we'll wrap it up with number 10. And my suggestion is find a coach, find a mentor, somebody that you can work with. Maybe it's to align your thoughts and emotions, but think of it another way. There's probably things in your life that you want to have been doing and have never done. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's an online program, maybe it's that book that you want to write. Really tap into the coaching community. And Joanna is a Wild Fit coach, and that means she's a nutrition coach. If you want to talk a little bit about what the Wild Fit program is like, Joanna?
Yeah, absolutely. So in Wild Fit, what we work on is with the psychology of food and our own relationship with food. So instead of trying to eat healthy through willpower and our own decision power, we actually go deep into understanding our relationship with food and our psychology and our dance with the food. And from there, we are able to reset our body and reset our mindset and relationship with food to have a healthier lifestyle and a healthier way to eat, to nourish our own body as a temple and improve our life.
And I've done the Wild Fit program, and it is maybe not a weight releasing program, but it can be for you if that's what you need. But I feel that mindful eating and really delving into your beliefs around food, and I've done actually the program twice, and I'm going to do it a third time with Joanna. I'm super excited. And every time I've done it, it's really pulled back a layer about why I eat at certain times, and especially oh, that's just a cracker, I just walked past the counter. Oh, that's just a cracker. I'm just going to eat one. Well, what if I've now eaten 7 today? Instead of, oh, well, that's an apple. maybe all, or cut the apple up into quarters and snack on that throughout the day. So it gives you definitely great tools to use. And as you can see, my lovely Joanna is a great coach and a great cheerleader, and has a lot of information and gone through a beautiful training that WildFit does. So I encourage you to do that. And we're both actually life coaches as well. And if you need to delve into your belief systems and help bring up some creativity and what's holding you back, and maybe to hold on to the love that you feel is slipping away in the time of crisis, reach out to both of us and we can certainly help you through that as well.
Yeah, if you want to know more about the life coaching or the WildFit, put a comment and we will contact you, and we just can jump into exploratory calls with you and chat a little more about what you're looking for and if we are a good match or not. So with that, what do you think if we just do a wrap up of the 5 tips that we have today to help people to go through crisis, chaos, pandemic situations, and anything else in their life that is rocking their stability?
That 5 or 10?
10. So first one is respect other people's opinions and perspectives. Not everybody's going to react the same way that you. Number 2, connect with people online. Go into Hangouts, Skype, Zoom, and do virtual parties, wine parties like Trish did with her friends last night. Tip number 3, instead of texting, send video messages to your friends and family. We are actually, both of us are challenging you to do 3 people each day. Pick 3 people and send a live message to those 3 people. Tip number 4, go and serve others. Find ways that you can serve your community. Find ways that you can serve your neighbors, your family. Tip number 5, journal. Write what you are feeling, write what you are thinking, write what is happening in the world. That could evolve into a bestseller book. Who knows? Tip number 6, learn something new. Take the time to learn that thing that you always want, but you never had the time to do. Now you have the time. Learn something new. Maybe you will be playing guitar with Trish in a couple of months.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Tip number 7, breathe. Very easy. You can use it several times per day. Just take a deep breath and connect. Tip number 8, have fun. Fun is available always. You just need to look a little bit into it. Trish give you amazing sources to find fun and have a good laugh. Tip number 9, stay healthy. Buy your food thinking that you are nourishing your body, that you are trying to be healthy on these times. And then tip number 10, find a coach or a mentor that can help you. Now you have the time. Find that coach, either for your health or for your life or for your business. Find that person that can hold your hand and help you to go to the next level, spiral up. And if any of you want to know a little bit more about what there we go, we got you back.
I know, I disappeared for a second. I don't know.
Then contact with that person, that coach and mentor that can help you to spiral up. And if you want to hear a little bit more about Trish or me and our coaching styles and what we can offer and what we can help you with, just send a message below and we will reach out to you. Let's close.
What my camera's doing. It's doing weird things. But anyway, I just wanted to, this is from Gabby Bernstein, and this card that I pulled today, and it is, as soon as I choose to see the light in the dark corners, I redirect my power toward what I want. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that.
The invitation from Trisha and I is Find ways to see the light in the corners. There is always light. We just need to pay attention and see it and let it light up the entire room. So
Absolutely.
it was lovely to see you, Trish, and thank you for being an amazing host and co-host and friend. And I'm blessed to be walking this journey with you. And all of you guys, thank you for following. Keep following us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and we will keep growing this community.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Love you.